Hi everybody, my name is Jasmine. Welcome back. So this is level 1, and I am sharing with you now how, level 1, where you will enable your Zoom account and have it ready for you to connect to your YouTube as well as your Facebook Live. So the first thing we need to do now is to enable Zoom to allow you to connect to live on your YouTube and Facebook account. Let me share the screen. So you go into your Zoom account, and this is where you go, zoom.us. Log into your account after you have already opened your, now level 0 lesson. Please go to my level 0 lesson to see how to open your own paid account with Zoom. The free account does not allow you to have webinar functions or meeting functions that can connect to your social media. So please refer to level 0 lessons for that. Now, once you have logged into Zoom, I would like you to go to settings. And here you will see that there's a list of functions over here. What I'm very interested in for you right now, so that you are all ready and connected to allow Zoom to start talking to your own YouTube as well as Facebook account, is to go to In-Meeting Advanced from Settings, scroll right to the bottom, and there are 3 buttons on the webinar as well as the meeting functions you need to switch on. The first button is Facebook, to allow live streaming of meetings to Facebook, to YouTube, as well as level 3, method 3, custom live streaming service. So you have to turn on these 3 buttons for live streaming of meetings and live streaming of webinars. 1, 2, 3. So custom live streaming service is something that I need to explain to you further. This allows you to connect using third-party applications to YouTube and Facebook account at the same time when you go live. In this current setting for Facebook connection or YouTube connection via Zoom, you can only choose either or. But custom live streaming service will allow you to use third-party applications to connect to both or even more social media platforms at the same time. So you also will make use of custom live streaming service to connect to a scheduled live event on Facebook. I repeat, scheduled live event on Facebook, because Facebook allows you to do live instantly as per what I'm going to show you later. But if you want to do a scheduled live sharing, then you need to use third-party applications, and one of the applications that is okay is Zoom. So that is these 3 buttons that you got to switch on. Now my button is switched on. Let's schedule your webinar. So I prefer webinars over meetings. It's because when I am conducting a virtual open house or live presentation, I do not want the strangers, and to protect their confidentiality, I do not want them to have opportunity to talk to one another. So webinar is the best. So there are 2 ways to schedule your Zoom. One is through the website, zoom.us. You click on webinar and you schedule a webinar over here. Here, then you start to enter in the details required. Right? So you can enter your description, when. And typically, I will switch off my video and the panelist video first. And I will want to record it to the cloud, because I'm on if you are on a highest plan, it's unlimited storage. In fact, you can make use of this recording for further marketing efforts. And here you can also enter extra panelists, email address over here. And here, many of people would require authentication to join, to ensure that they are authentic people logging into Zoom. So you can do it for webinar where nobody see each other's name, or you can do it for meetings where maybe it's a closer known group to one another, and then you can do it, for example, team sharings. That is possible. So this is method 1, using the website. Method 2 is using a Zoom app on your computer. So you have a Zoom app that you can download it on your computer, and you can also go to home and you can click schedule. So these are the 2 ways you can do it. Now, once you are ready, you can click onto the meetings where you probably have a webinar or a meeting ID for social media connection to live. This is meeting, so you can see the difference. There's a word meeting here, and there's a word webinar. Now, by right, you should be able to click on the start button, but because I'm in a Zoom now sharing with you, I have already done a pre-recording. So please, let's have a look at my pre-recording. So just let me play this. To restart the Zoom after creating the appointment in the Open House tab in PA app. So once you go in to create the appointment in PA app, you will actually see inside your meetings, right? So you can see on the top, you just click on the meeting buttons and you see, ta-da, it's here. All right. So you just click on the start button. So when you first connect to the when you first connect to Zoom, you because I've programmed it such that my video doesn't turn on immediately, so you won't see it. And what will happen is that you will see this screen here. A good practice is to make sure that your laptop has the virtual background that you wanted. So in my case, I'm picking this. I turn it on and I turn on my sound when I'm ready. And I will come here to get my meeting ID so that my phone is all ready to log in as a participant. Okay, so let me try to log in my phone in a moment. So my phone is the device that will be conducting the Zoom virtual open house later. So that one will be the key. But first, I will show you how to go live and where to find the go live on Facebook, go live on YouTube, and the live on custom live streaming service. These are the 3 buttons that I feel that is very useful for property agents. So the first one, you just have to click on it. Connect for Facebook, you just have to click on it, the live on Facebook button. Make sure that your Facebook is already activated to accept Zoom connection. And you enter your webinar title on Facebook. So you can see here your account that you're connected to, and put in your description. You can improve it if you want to. Then you can decide to share on your own timeline. For new agents, maybe you may not have a page yet. You can consider using this button for the moment. But over the long term for branding, do share it to your own branding page, whichever one you prefer. Okay, so in my case, I can probably select this and I can just click the go live button. There will be a pop-up on the Facebook. So you just have to wait for this to come. Once it's done, you just have to go back to Zoom again. And once it's done, there will be a sign that will pop up here that says it's already live on Facebook. You can see over here now, live preparing on Facebook. Webinar is now streaming live on Facebook, and you're good to go. When you are done and ready, what you should do now is to bring in your other device for the phone, and then you start speaking. So some of us don't do that first. It's because let me just stop the Facebook live streaming first. It's because we want to give a good introduction with this nice background about the property, and it's 1.568 million. I'm having a brand new condominium that is near MRT, and this is a beautiful product, and we would love to share more with you today. And just join me into the open house, and let's go and see the actual live open house of this property. So when you are doing this presentation right here, as part of what you're experiencing right now, you should have a very clear reception. If let's say this is what I'm using now, is actually the basic headphones to connect for speaking. So you must make sure that it's clear enough. Alternatively, is to use a lavalier wireless microphone that you can see over here, and you can connect these devices to um, your phone device. So that is the advice that I have. Why? Is because when you are outside, the wind is blowing by the swimming pool and all that. Again, I experienced that in my earlier experiments, and I realized that my voice became softer. So that is, if let's say you want a better viewing experience, then we should try to have a more consistent sound when we are speaking into the Zoom. And the kind of height that we have is we have more head space over here, space, and it's nice to have a background to showcase the particular property that you want to talk about. So so the same goes with the live on YouTube function. It will ask you to sign in into the account. You do have to take note, because it happened to me just earlier when I did this, is that the moment they switch on the YouTube channel, there will be sounds that will kickstart from the YouTube channel playing. So you got to make sure that when it's live on YouTube, right now it is, then you have to make sure you don't hear any background sound. Channel, you can hear it now. There will be sounds. So this is the part that you have to be careful about. That will kickstart from the YouTube channel playing. So you got to make sure that you got to switch it off. And then you're just left with this screen over here, so that you will not hear the recurring reverberation of your own voice. It can be very distracting, very, very distracting actually. Right, so this is the first part that I just want to share with you. Okay, so that is level 1. So you have already learned from this 5-minute sharing session that how to enable your Zoom to connect to your Facebook, your Zoom webinars to connect to your Facebook and YouTube account. 2, you have learned how to start a schedule or make a scheduled meeting or webinar session in your Zoom account. Step 3, where to go to open up your Zoom and click on the live to Facebook and live to YouTube button. So you are good to go now, live, and a happy experiencing and experimenting. Do tag me with your live virtual open house when you are ready.